I want you to experience the warmth of my nearness filling every part of your life. And I yearn for you to recognize that you have never been beyond the reach of my sight. So stop for just a minute and allow these words softly fall upon your heart. I pledge to keep you encircled by my compassionate presence throughout the days of your life. I have seen your hardships, your fears, and the silent prayers you say in the quietness of the night. My love for you shines brighter than the sun. Do not question that I am with you, even in the times you cannot plainly see me. I am the one who created your soul and breathed life into you from the beginning. Let your heart rest in the awareness that I am your guide, comfort, and steadfast friend on every road you travel. Confidence in this continuous truth will help you. Get brave, since I am here to keep you near, and I will never let you go. Every time you feel alone or confused, remember that you are seen and known in the most profound sense by me. I love you with an abiding devotion that transcends all worldly measures. My heart detects every quiver of your soul and every unsaid hope that pulses inside your chest. So frequently you may wonder whether your tears or quiet concerns fade into the backdrop of a hectic world. I reach out to settle you, telling that even amid darkness, my light may break through and shine upon your path with glorious splendor. Doubts swirl, shadows appear to loom bigger than your faith. Whether you find yourself in a valley of struggle or on a mountain of success, my care will never fade, because my devotion to you is based in a covenant that nothing can break. Know you are never alone. Stand strong knowing you are in my steady embrace. Although you frequently doubt your value and worry that your flaws might somehow separate you from my grace, I comfort you that my love is not based on your faultless performance, and therefore I never waver in my allegiance to you. I ask you to let go of your worries, knowing that I am the one who carefully shaped every element of your life, and that I honor each special quality you have. I am the God who redeems, heals, and transforms, thereby turning even the most terrible events into paths for development and blessings. Hence, there is no error you can do that will startle me or cause my sight to move from you. Know that you are my cherished creation, valuable in my sight, meant to show a brilliant glimpse of my glory wherever you go. Hope for your life. It is a narrative I am purposefully building. When obstacles abound and answers appear few, I know that this planet frequently leaves you tired and demoralized, wondering whether you have the will to keep on. Even at those dark times, however, I am already planning a route ahead, arranging events and matching conditions you cannot completely see or understand. Sometimes you feel as if your prayers are resonating into a blank nothingness, yet I tell you each word, each tear reaches me, and I answer with unflinching compassion. You find many examples in the scriptures of me saving my people from seeming insurmountable threats, and I am that same great deliverer today, ready to protect you from harm and lead you to peaceful rivers of rest. Remember that your challenges are not invisible to me or you. Take heart, because in my patient wisdom, I am guiding you forward. Every little triumph you achieve, every moment you choose compassion over wrath, every act of kindness that emerges from your heart, every prayer you offer in a time of need, I am there, infusing the air around you with my presence and soaking your surroundings with a tranquility that exceeds human knowledge when you raise your eyes to the sky for consolation. Indeed, uncertainties might slink in like unwanted shadows, but do not let them persuade you that I am far off or cold. My love is an active force, always traveling in your life, molding circumstances, bringing you closer to me, and presenting chances that expose my grace in unanticipated directions, not an abstract idea. Let hope blossom within you. Your path is being seen under careful and loving eye. My darling, look far past the surface of your flaws and honor the great beauty of the soul I made. Do not accept the falsehood that your shortcomings define you. I am already painting a fresh dawn out of your gloom, adding color and vitality to landscapes you previously considered desolate, even if you feel trapped or doubtful. I am a God who enjoys fresh starts and who loves to see you boldly, even with shaky steps, into the many opportunities I have ready. Remember that I am the source of unfailing insight when uncertainty seeks to govern your thoughts. As you search me, I will provide you direction and clarity in a world often seeming to be turbulent. I wish to see you blossom in the hope I have set before you. Hence, trust me to be by your side, adjusting the challenges in your path. Nothing in your existence is an accident or a mistake. You are my masterpiece, carefully and precisely created. Every facet of your personality, every eccentricity, every ability, even every weakness may be shaped for a use outside of your current awareness. I delighted over you the day you were born, and my heart still beats with love every time you breathe, laugh, or even yell out in anger. Your limits do not restrict my ability. Look at the pages of Scripture to see how I have taken modest fishermen and made them into great messengers, or how I used the tiniest tribe to birth great monarchs. Lift your spirit in expectancy. I am progressively revealing a divine plan to offer you satisfaction and my name honor. When you feel misunderstood and unable to articulate the suffering or the questions whirling within, I notice the weight on your heart. Remember that my arms remain wide and ready to embrace every raw feeling at those times when you fear to be vulnerable with others. Your tears are prayers quietly intervening for the healing and resolution you want for, hence there is no guilt in them. I, the one who created your deepest being, will not reject you in your worst hour, even if the world condemns or ignores you. I will grasp each detail of your emotions. Believing I will offer consolation and resolution in ways you may not immediately notice, I ask you to put every worry at my feet. Clinging to hope when even others wander away, I am your unquestionable anchor. I am the always present friend that observes every step you take, every fall you stumble over, and every leap of faith you summon. You do not go through life alone. I gently reassure you toward my calm that transcends knowledge when your ideas spiral into anxiety late at night. This helps you back out of the spiral. Though you are not aware that I am strengthening you from inside, I provide the strength you need throughout the day when your obligations mount up. My spirit rests upon you. If you still your spirit, you will be able to hear my whispered words of instruction and consolation. Rejecting or failing should not scare you. My grace is enough to rescue you whenever you fall, and my kindness is powerful enough to raise you beyond your previous level. Continue because I am your best champion. I see the anxiousness that seeps in with every uncertainty. I know how your thoughts occasionally go to the future and picture all the conceivable events. But take heart. I have your destiny in my hands. No surprise can surprise me or change the goal I have announced for your life. Though always keep in mind that my power is made perfect in weakness, and my plans do not depend on your perfect performance. You may doubt whether you have the ability to fulfill the calling placed upon you. You are a vessel selected for honorable use. Even if you feel too imperfect to carry my message, I can polish you like gold in fire, cleansing until you shine with my brightness. Encourage yourself, as nothing can stop the fate I have set for you from materializing. Whether in joyful praise or frantic confession, I see you with pleasure every time you approach me, because I value your readiness to be truthful with me. I am a father who loves to converse with you, eager to hear the stirrings of your heart and to share my own heart in return. Not a distant God, nor an unfeeling spectator. Though words cannot fully express the wonder of heavenly connection, as you expose yourself to me, you will sense my presence cleaning you of anxiety and guilt like a soft river. In the silence of prayer and in the peaceful areas of introspection, I plant my viewpoint into your mind to highlight facts that cut over human knowledge. Come to me with every worry then, and know that I will answer with unbounded compassion and strength. Never give up. I am building beauty out of every chaos. Though I understand that life may often seem like an unrelenting conflict, I am the commander of heavenly armies, fighting with you, never allowing you to be totally overwhelmed. Though you could have days of doubt, realize that I overcame the worst darkness and prevailed over the grave. Do not believe you must see the whole road at once. My word is a torch to your feet, providing the direction you need step by step. Just take my hand in the darkness. I will show the stones and dangers under your feet before they can injure you. My strength will always be ready to cover any aspect of your fragility. My mercy will always be enough. Know that I am the God guiding you to triumph, hence stand strong in my promises. Though some would write off the most minute aspects of your existence as little or nothing, my heart is full of compassion for your daily needs and wants. Let me reassure you, there is no petition too minor for my attention. Your pleasures and worries count much in my sight, hence your requests for aid in routine concerns matter to me. If I did so before, how much more will I meet you in your daily problems now? I fed the hungry throngs on the hillside and offered wine at a wedding to save a family embarrassment. You will be sustained through the daily chores and the great projects, both by me, a practical father rather than just an abstract figure. Ask, search, and knock. My treasury of gifts never runs dry. Your soul needs calm times to absorb my regenerating love. Hence, I also advise you to slow down from the hectic pace of life and remember the power of rest in my presence. Many times you dash from one commitment to the next, forgetting that you might place your responsibilities at my feet and allow me to bear the weight you were not supposed to carry alone. I gently ask you to heed your need for spiritual rejuvenation, so that your heart does not become a barren desert devoid of hope, just as I set the Sabbath for mankind's sake. Pausing and breathing me in opens room for my living water to enter your soul, therefore rejuvenating you from the inside out. Come to me in your tiredness. I will give you rest that renews and clarity to replace uncertainty. Whether it's a kind word, a listening ear, or a soft hand extended in kindness, I like watching you provide to others as you mirror my own heart to a world yearning for compassion. The tiniest acts of kindness may have effects you might not be aware of that affect lives across distances you cannot count. No good act goes unseen or unappreciated in my kingdom. When you give freely, you increase my grace in the life of those you come into touch with. My methods are greater than human norms of success, hence assess your influence not by those criteria, but rather by my pleasure over every little seed of love you plant. Continue to show compassion. Know that I, too, pour forth many blessings on a giving attitude. I know the agony of loneliness that sometimes finds you in the still hours, the sensation that nobody really knows the depths of who you are or the weight you bear. Know that I, who developed your heart, have never allowed you go from my sight. I comprehend you totally. Remember that my love is so particular. It calls you by name, thereby honoring your uniqueness even if you find yourself surrounded by others but still invisible. Come to me and find a love that permeates every layer of your existence when the world presents superficial relationships. Honor your individuality and celebrate your path in all its complexity. Me depends on you, so I will let you float alone. I am the master of reclamation, so your past does not prohibit you from gaining my favor. Rather, it will help you to take what was broken and soiled and clean it until it glows with fresh intent. Look at the tales in Scripture. I have selected the defective, the outcast, and the brokenhearted to do my most important chores. I still do the same today. I look past the outward markings and see the possibility for change. Hence, I do not hesitate to embrace individuals carrying scars. Bring your regrets to me. If you hold guilt, let it pass through to me. My grace rewriting your tale so it announces hope and fresh starts covers every mistake and guilt. Celebrate this fact as I am the God bringing all things back. Rather than hearing about it from others alone, I ask you to taste and see that I am good, that is, to directly feel the pleasure of my presence in your life. Though logically I am merciful and compassionate, it is another thing to know that my kindness is pouring over you when you least expect it, reminding you that I am nearer to you than the air you breathe. Let your heart not be satisfied with second-hand knowledge of my nature. Expose yourself to the entirety of who I am, and you will discover that your trust deepens, and your hope becomes more vivid. Your heart counts more to me than any external form, hence I seek interaction rather than just religious obligation. You should not be afraid of getting close. I am waiting for every instant you approach my seat. I know there are times when you struggle with a quiet form of suffering, that which you cover with a kind smile or a hectic calendar. Though sometimes you say, I should be stronger than this, or I cannot burden others with my troubles. I see through every surface. Since I never turn away a real heart, you should lay down the weight of your own expectations and come to me as you are, honest and raw. Me does not criticize you when you are vulnerable. Rather, I provide a secure environment where your worries may fade and your scars may heal. Me finds your weakness not to be disappointing. Rather, it invites my strength to show itself. Brave yourself. I am your haven. I have a plan so finely woven into the fabric of your life that no power of darkness, no situation, no error can untangle it. Trust me to be working all things together for your benefit, even if you may not yet see the whole design. Though at first they may seem meaningless in the time, the difficulties, the deviations, the pain will finally make sense within a great scheme of salvation. I am endlessly able to turn difficult events into stepping stones for personal development and witness. Watch me. You will see that even grief may serve as a seedbed for more compassion and thankfulness. I am the master weaver, therefore guiding every strand of your tale. I am not a far-off observer. For my creativity and strength beyond human conception, I am ready to perform quite and abundantly above everything you can ask or conceive of. Raise your questions to me with the hope that I, even in seemingly difficult environments, am able to perform miracles. See how my Son walked on water, cured the sick, resurrected the dead, and forgave the sinner. These are revelations of who I am, forever, not tales to be put in the past. I remain the God who gives life to that which looks completely dead and straightens out twisted pathways. Bring me your pleas regardless of their size. My great love and power will help you to surpass your aspirations. You should search around and find the many signs of my presence strewn throughout creation. These are just little echoes of my grandeur. The birds that sing at morning, the soft wind that cools your cheek on a hot day, and the way a sunrise may paint the sky with such brilliant color. Beginning to pay attention to these indicators will help you to realize that I am the maker of all beauty and that I communicate to your heart in 1,000 various ways every day. Even the subtleties of a single flower reveal my genius and meticulous attention to detail, therefore mirroring the care with which I fashioned you also. Let creation bring you into awe, and in that wonder recognize my fingerprints on every facet of existence. Scripture is not just an ancient book, but a live spring that cleanses your spirit with truth. Hence, I ask you to drink profoundly from the well of my word. Stories of individuals who felt like you do, overcome challenges like yours, and came across my presence in life-changing ways abound on those pages. See how each of Moses, David, Esther, and John found that I never abandon people who speak truthfully to me. Let their testimonials be a lighthouse guiding your own path of faith, lending bravery when your spirit fallishes. Let the dust settle on the Bible. Immerse yourself in its lessons. It is more than just history. It's a roadmap right into my arms. I invite you to rest in my grace rather than chasing approval by worldly means. I know how the pulls of this world pull at your heart and lure you into a frenetic cycle of performance and perfection. Your whole existence is saturated with my love. Your definition is not found in your things or accomplishments. Though I want you to know I regard you as lovely and unique, lacking nothing in my sight, sometimes you carry a quiet guilt about what you believe you should be. Embracing the identity I have given you has strength, not seeking the temporary affirmations of others who cannot occupy the gap within. Live from a position of freedom, knowing that my constant love anchors your value. Even if your situation seems like a desolate desert without hope or consolation, I am never distant from you. My grace emerges in unexpected places, rejuvenating your tired spirit, just as water flows in the desert. Though the fact is I am actively seeking you with benefits you have yet to discover, you may believe you are abandoned or banished from my kindness. Sometimes the gentle reminders you are loved come in subtle forms, a friend's encouraging call, a passage that speaks to you, or a calm moment of tranquility among turmoil. Look for these grace-filled events. They will help you to see from hopelessness to hope. Like my son once did with a single directive, I wish to quiet every storm in your heart and mind. Remember that I, the Lord of the winds and seas, have power over every turmoil raging against you when fear tries to overwhelm you. My voice still has the ability to stop the turbulence around you. Hence, do not permit the storm of uncertainty or concern to drown it. Clinging to the anchor of my promises, see me protect you from the seas of life, seeking to throw you into hopelessness. Though faith may seem like a flimsy light in the wind, remember that I can make that flame burn like a torch in the worst of darkness. You are welcomed into a holy relationship with me, one in which you can stroll and chat together like close friends. I murmur softly into your heart. Prayer is only the language of love between us. It is not supposed to be difficult or frightening. When you talk to me, don't worry about precise wording or exquisite language. I cherish genuineness much more than great rhetoric. I'm constantly listening, ready to reply with grace. Let your prayer be a sincere dialogue, opening up your anxieties, your pleasures, regrets, and inquiries. Knowing that my spirit intercedes to transform your yearnings into prayers that clearly reach my throne will help you to relax even if you lack the proper words. Watching you flourish in your strengths as well as in those areas where you formerly felt inadequate brings me great happiness. I honor every new ability you acquire, every lesson life offers, and every stride forward you take. These are times of spiritual and emotional development. And questioning mind and an open heart open the road for a closer encounter with my knowledge. Hence, I advise you to keep searching, learning, and asking questions. When your curiosity is directed by my spirit, the marvels you will uncover have no boundaries. I will make sure every piece of information you acquire will be put to use in my kingdom. Stay on this road of learning because I am with you, revealing layer by layer facts. I know exactly how damaged relationships could affect your emotions and cause you to mistrust once again. But let me heal those wounds and teach you the art of forgiveness, as forgiveness is about releasing your own spirit from the bonds of bitterness rather than about pardon of transgression. Release bitterness into my hands to open room in your heart for the flow of my compassion. That same compassion may change not just your life, but the life of everyone around you. My son chose compassion above judgment, even in the face of betrayal. Therefore, I demonstrated forgiveness through him. See that example and see how reconciliation gives formerly dead locations fresh vitality. Open your heart to repair. I am the one rebuilding what was destroyed. Comparing your path to others is simple, and when you evaluate your blessings against theirs, you may feel either guilty or proud, but I call you to concentrate on the special road I have laid before you, one designed to develop your abilities, test your faith, and strengthen your character. Your development should be measured by the person you are becoming by my refining grace, not from the achievements of another person. I regard you because you are mine. Earthly criteria do not define you more or less. Rather, that identification is unquestionable. Give aside the impulse to keep up or dazzle. Instead, put your attention on me, who with divine love creates your destiny. Only honesty and a readiness to walk in faith, knowing that my strength can make up for any shortfall. I have never asked you for perfection. Though I want you to know that my yoke is simple and my weight is light, too often you beat yourselves for not meeting an unachievable standard. If you feel yourself tired and striving for perfection, stop and allow my pity to surround you. Though Abraham hesitated, David faltered, and Peter denied, the heroes in Scripture were far from perfect. I stayed true to them and helped them through every mistake. I will help you to transform your flaws into evidence of my redeeming love. My love is a free gift, unearned and extravagant. Hence you should let go the mistaken concept that you have to do religious deeds to win my love. Not to buy my favor, spiritual practices, prayer, worship, reading Scripture, are supposed to bring you closer to my heart. If guilt saps you, persuade you that you haven't done enough to merit my love, abandon that idea right now. My grace has already negated every charge against you. Since my arms are broad and the entrance to my presence is open, approach me with confidence rather than fear. You have a house in my love. You need never go into the desert of self-doubt any again. I see the dreams you carry hidden, the visions you scarcely dare to share as you fear they would be too daring or unrealistic. Let me reassure you, no dream matched with my intent is too lofty, and no goal is beyond my ability to reach. Actually, I frequently sow wishes in your heart that beyond your present reality, thus you come to depend on my supernatural intervention instead of your own powers by themselves. Step of faith in the path I lead you, and see how I open doors, provide tools, and link you with the appropriate people exactly at the perfect moment. Let those dreams be seeds of opportunity I water with my promise, not buried in dread. I also desire for you to acknowledge the power you possess as my child. You are a co-heir with Christ, armed spiritually to challenge and destroy any plan that opposes my truth, not a helpless traveler in a chaotic world. Indeed, there will be challenges. Nevertheless, I have already told you that no weapon developed against you will flourish. Trusting that I am your rear guard and shield, stand confident and swing the sword of my word. Speaking hope into despair releases my kingdom into circumstances eclipsed by darkness. When you pray in line with my plan, miracles may and do happen. Accept your identification as a child of the living God. For such crossroads in life when you pause and not know whether way to choose left or right, I provide knowledge. Your advisor is my spirit, here to provide you wisdom absent from pure reason. Even if it runs counter to the wisdom of the world, if you open your ears, you will hear my voice softly, directing you toward the right way. Remember how I led the Israelites across the desert with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night in times of uncertainty? Recall that I can still clearly lead my children now. Trust that I will guide you toward the destiny I have prescribed. Take every step with confidence. I understand that particularly when prayers go unmet or events go bad, disappointment may lodge in your heart like a thick cloud. But because I am working in ways you cannot see, I urge you not to let disappointment harden your heart. Some of my best movements start with what seems to be a setback. Trust that I specialize in converting tragedies into testimony. Joseph was imprisoned before he became king in Egypt. Esther endured terrible dangers before she could save her people. Lay your sadness at my feet, and let me show my better plan that may call for patience, but will yield much richer fruit than the instant comfort you desired. I never give up on those who stick to their beliefs. Hence, do not start to doubt my time. My compassion runs like a great river, unbounded and abounding, so I approach the brokenhearted and save those crushed in soul. Let me show you that my grace has no limitations when you fear your suffering is too deep for healing, or you have run out of my patience. Trauma and grief are not too much for me to bear. Rather, I carry them with you, sprinkling flashes of my solace during your worst hours. If you need to, let yourself cry. Tears are a language that expresses depth beyond words, and I gently catch each one in my palm. Though grief could linger for a night, my guarantee is that happiness will blossom like morning light. I want to remind you that I am both ready and able to answer. Your prayers climb to my throne like delicious incense, not into nothingness. Sometimes the solution is obvious. Sometimes it develops slowly. Occasionally, it is a surprise to you. I do guarantee, nonetheless, that every sincere search of my face will discover my presence, and no earnest request is overlooked. Praying is transforming in itself, as it helps your soul to be in line with my heart, thereby adjusting your needs to fit my will. Never suppose that stillness is absence. Do not get tired in prayer. I am continually moving, planning activities for best results. When you offer compliments or sincere thanks, I really like it as your worship brings me into physical presence. By bringing Thanksgiving music into the atmosphere, you create a setting where my spirit may minister to others around you as well as to you. Worship is submission, a confession that you trust me above your situation, not just music. You may pay a tribute of praise even in grief, and see how my delight becomes your strength. Recall how Paul and Silas sang hymns in jail, and how the shackles slipped off for every prisoner as well as for them. Your compliments may also help you to dissolve bonds you have yet to see among others. In a generation yearning hope, I have called you to be a lighthouse flashing forth my love and truth. While you may wonder whether you have the ability or influence to change things, my power amplifies your effort in ways you cannot count by human methods. Simple acts of kindness may start someone else's religious journey, and little deeds can have a domino effect throughout society, affecting souls you will never come across. Never undervalue the impact of allowing my love to flow through you naturally. Your smile, your ear of listening, your compassion. These little deeds may change the course of a life. Allow your light to radiate. I am the gasoline burning that blaze. I want you to walk in freedom, free from the constraints of other people's ideas or the criticism the adversary attempts to slink in your ear. Your identity is firmly based on my everlasting word, which proclaims you loved, redeemed, and chosen. It is not based on the shifting sands of popularity or on transitory prosperity. When charges surface, declare the truth of who you are in me, knowing that I have cleaned every trace of guilt and shame. Fight the desire to pass for someone you are not or wear a mask. Being true helps you to get closer to my heart and allows sincere relationships with others who really need the real you. Finding times of quiet in a world full of noise will help you to hear my voice more clearly and to sense my presence more personally. If you do not purposefully stop, the daily grind might overwhelm the little prod from my spirit. Take time to breathe, to reflect, to wait, and in those moments, you will discover revelations about my nature, my plans, and the innermost corners of your own heart. Don't worry about loneliness. Frequently, the best meetings with me happen in solitary. Let silence become a holy habit, bringing your soul into line with the rhythm of my mercy. I understand how tiredness can weigh on your shoulders like a thick shroud, making even basic chores intolerable. Yet I invite you to lean on my strength, to cast your burdens onto my back, for I delight in carrying you when you feel too weak to walk on your own. I never get tired or worn out. My shoulders are wide enough to manage your concerns, questions, and regrets. I shall remain that unwavering anchor. I have been the haven for those calling upon my name throughout many centuries. Relying on me is an act of divine wisdom. It is not a sign of weakness. Even in unclear or hazardous situations, you should be sure my protecting hand is at work. I have guarded my people in the midst of plagues, war, and persecution throughout history, and I stand guard over you now, ready to shield you from harm in ways you cannot always perceive. Sometimes my protection takes the form of closed doors that save you from a destructive path, or a delay that prevents you from rushing into calamity, or a swift rescue at the last possible moment. Have faith in the layers of my defense around you, both visible and invisible, because I am not a passive observer, but an active guardian of your well-being. I also reassure you that every time you show mercy or kindness to someone hurting, you are participating in my grand narrative of reconciliation. Compassion is at the heart of my character, and when you practice it, you become a channel through which my love flows into broken lives. Do not underestimate the power of a listening ear, a gentle hug, or a meal given to someone in need, because these small acts can be lifelines for those losing hope. My kingdom is built on such everyday moments of grace, woven together into a tapestry that displays my glory. Continue to extend that mercy, for in doing so, you display my heart to the world. I notice the quiet progress you make, often unseen by others, and I commend you for every inch of ground you gain. Growth in faith and character is rarely dramatic. It usually unfolds in small steps of obedience and trust. Just because your breakthroughs aren't accompanied by trumpets doesn't mean they aren't significant in my eyes. I see the self-control you exercise in a moment of temptation, the humility you practice in a moment of pride, and the perseverance you show in a moment of fatigue, and I celebrate these victories. Keep moving forward steadily. You are closer to your breakthrough than you realize, and my applause resounds in the heavens each time you choose righteousness. I realize how your heart can ache for loved ones who seem distant from my truth, and you wonder if your prayers and witness make any difference. Let me assure you, your intercession is powerful, and I take the tears you shed on behalf of others seriously. I am the good shepherd who leaves the 99 to search for the one lost sheep, and my pursuit is relentless. Keep praying, keep loving, keep showing them who I am through your compassion, because I am more committed to their salvation than you can fathom. In my perfect timing, the seeds you plant will take root, and I will do what only I can do, transform hearts from within. I am not confined to holy places or special ceremonies. Wherever you are, there I am also. Some find me in majestic cathedrals, others find me in the quiet corners of their bedroom, and still others encounter me while walking under a canopy of stars. What matters is not the location, but the posture of your heart. When you genuinely seek me, I will meet you, whether you are kneeling at an altar or washing dishes in your kitchen. I designed you for fellowship with me, so there is no moment I consider too mundane or unworthy of my presence. Embrace each day as an opportunity to commune with me, and you will find that my wonder infuses every facet of your life. I encourage you to relinquish the burdens of resentment and envy, because they only serve to corrode your spirit and block the flow of my love. When you hold a grudge, you chain yourself to the very thing you despise, and when you envy, you overlook the blessings I have already provided for you. My call is that you live in the freedom that comes from blessing your enemies, praying for those who hurt you and rejoicing in the successes of others. This might sound impossible, but my Spirit empowers you to love in ways you cannot manage on your own. By releasing negativity, you open a door for my peace to flood your life in ways that defy understanding. I will bring clarity in confusion, strength in weakness, and joy in sorrow, because these are the supernatural exchanges that occur when you abide in me. While the world tries to medicate or mask pain, I transform it from the inside out, turning your ashes into beauty. My ways might challenge the norms of society, but they lead to a deeper, more authentic life. If you surrender every aspect of your existence, your relationships, finances, ambitions, and fears, I will shape them in accordance with my perfect will, which promises to prosper you and not to harm you. Trust that in my plan, your life will flourish like a well-tended garden, filled with fruit that nourishes not only you, but everyone around you. I know how you sometimes yearn for a tangible sign of my presence, a direct message or a dramatic miracle to confirm that I am listening. While I do sometimes work in extraordinary ways, I also ask you to find me in the ordinary rhythms of life, like the reassuring words of a friend, the unexpected resolution of a problem, or the quiet conviction in your heart that tells you the right course of action. Do not overlook these subtle gifts, for they often carry my fingerprints and serve as gentle reminders of my ceaseless involvement in your life. Cultivate an awareness of these day-to-day blessings, and you will notice that I never truly leave you without a sign. I yearn for you to foster relationships built on love, honesty, and mutual encouragement, because I designed you to thrive in community, not in isolation. When two or more gather in my name, I dwell among them, releasing my grace into that fellowship. The world is filled with division, but as my child, you are called to be a peacemaker, an ambassador of reconciliation. Offer forgiveness quickly, give the benefit of the doubt, and be open to healthy confrontation when needed. Such practices mirror my own heart, for my love covers a multitude of sins, bridging gaps that once seemed impossible to overcome. Seek unity, for it is in unity that my Spirit moves powerfully. I acknowledge that sometimes, no matter how strong your faith feels, you still wrestle with intense doubt, especially when confronted with unexplainable suffering or apparent injustices. Let me remind you that I hold the tapestry of eternity, and while some threads might look dark or chaotic to you now, they serve a purpose in the grand design. I do not fear your questions or your honest struggles. Bring them to me, for I can handle your doubts. It's in wrestling with these mysteries that your faith can grow more robust, grounded not in simplistic answers, but in a profound trust that I am good, regardless of the circumstances. Even when you don't understand, lean into my character and find rest. I formed you to be creative, reflective of my own creativity that crafted galaxies and painted sunsets. Do not stifle the urge to create, be it art, music, writing, or any other expression that stirs your passion, for these creative endeavors connect you with the essence of who I am. When you create something beautiful or thought-provoking, you echo the divine breath I placed in you. Use your creativity as a channel for my glory, letting others see the spark of the eternal in the works of your hands. Through creativity, you can convey truths that words alone may fail to express, and you can touch souls in profound ways. I commit to guiding you even when you step off course. The path of life is winding, and at times you may find yourself in unfamiliar territory or facing a dead end. Yet my shepherd's staff extends far, ready to pull you back onto safe ground. Your errors, your U-turns, and your confusion do not cancel my faithfulness. I remain the constant in every variable of your life, the unwavering compass always pointing you toward my love. If you have strayed, simply turn around, and you will find me right there, ready to walk with you again. My arms are never crossed in judgment, but always open in welcome. I watch over every aspect of your well-being, and I invite you to bring your physical, mental, and emotional ailments before me, trusting that I am the ultimate healer. I may use doctors, treatments, and supportive communities as instruments of my healing power, or I may bring about miracles that defy natural explanation. Either way, know that I desire wholeness for you, body, soul, and spirit. Even when healing does not manifest as quickly or in the way you expected, my grace sustains you in the waiting, reminding you that my strength is perfected in your weakness. Do not give up hope, for I hold you in my gentle care. I see your longing to make a difference in the world, and I affirm that your life has a crucial role in my kingdom's tapestry. You do not need to be famous or hold a prestigious title to contribute meaningfully. Sometimes the quiet, steadfast presence of a loving person can shift the destiny of many. Do not despise the days of small beginnings, because I can multiply a few loaves and fish to feed thousands. Offer what you have with a willing heart, and watch me expand it beyond your wildest dreams. Keep your eyes fixed on eternal impact rather than fleeting applause, for my reward far surpasses any earthly accolade. I yearn for you to come to me with childlike faith, uncluttered by overthinking or cynicism. A child trusts because they know they are cared for, and they do not worry about tomorrow's provision or whether their needs are too big or too small. Approach me with that same simplicity, confident that I can handle whatever burdens you place at my feet. When you ask, ask with expectation, and when you seek, do so with the certainty that I have the best in store for you. Let your faith be bold enough to believe in miracles, yet humble enough to accept my will if it differs from your desired outcome. I am stirring up hope in your heart right now, prompting you to look beyond the present challenges and to dream of a future laced with my promises. There is so much more ahead than the difficulties you currently face. Let your mind dwell on my faithfulness rather than the obstacles. Recall the times I have come through for you before, providing where there seemed to be no way, healing wounds you thought would never mend, and opening doors that were locked tight. This reflection will fortify your faith, giving you the resilience to press forward. Embrace the forward call, for I am already preparing the next chapter of blessings. I caution you not to be paralyzed by fear of the unknown, because while you might not see tomorrow, I have already navigated every possibility, and my sovereignty stands firm in every outcome. Fear can distort your vision, making mountains out of molehills, but trust flips the perspective, reminding you that I am bigger than any threat. Whenever fear tries to grip your heart, speak my promises out loud, letting them resonate in your spirit until peace displaces panic. I am the one who parted the Red Sea, who calmed the storm with a mere word, and who continues to do wonders in the lives of those who believe. Rest in my steadfast protection. I invite you to be still before me, letting the clamor of life fade so you can hear the gentle stirring of my voice within. In the hush, I reveal my heart, and I show you the deeper layers of my love that are sometimes obscured by the noise of daily demands. Silence is not emptiness. It is an intimate space where my spirit communicates with your spirit in a way words cannot capture. Cultivate that space, even if it is just a few moments each day, and you will find your soul rejuvenated. In the secret place of stillness, I pour out wisdom, comfort, and insights that prepare you for the path ahead. I guide you toward healthy relationships, whether in friendships, family ties, or romantic love, because these bonds can be reflections of my own communal nature. Cherish the people I've placed in your life and handle them with kindness, patience, and respect. When conflict arises, seek reconciliation with a spirit of humility, acknowledging your own shortcomings and leaning on my grace to bridge the gaps. No bond is too broken for me to mend, but it requires openness and honesty. Allow my love to be the center, the unifying element that keeps your hearts turned toward each other, especially when misunderstandings threaten to tear you apart. I promise that your labor in the realm of love, faith, and righteousness will never be in vain. Even if it seems like your efforts go unrecognized, or your prayers yield no immediate harvest, my timing is perfect, and my memory never fails. Like seeds planted in fertile soil, your good works, selfless acts, and heartfelt petitions will eventually produce fruit that blesses you and others. Stay faithful, not for temporal applause, but for the eternal legacy you build alongside me. You may not see the impact of your sacrifices immediately, but trust that I am orchestrating everything to bring forth a bountiful reaping. Remain steadfast, for a glorious harvest awaits. My child, take a deep breath and let my peace settle in your heart right now, reminding you that you are enveloped by a love that never changes, never runs dry, and never abandons. My love for you is not just for special occasions or when you behave admirably. It is for every moment, every breath, every season of joy or sorrow. I watch over you, I celebrate you, I carry you, and I champion you. Let your soul find rest in this immeasurable grace, secure in the assurance that you belong to me. Now look toward tomorrow with confidence, for I have prepared a path of hope for you to walk in, and I bless you with my unwavering presence. The best is yet to come,